Welcome to Slowpoke Travel. In today's episode, we are going to review the artistic aesthetic of an Airbnb. I'm doing this not to review the Airbnb in itself, but this is a new series where we will look at how an Airbnb is accented, and then we will rate it on a scale of 1 to 10. Hola. This evening we're looking at a garage apartment. Literally a garage. So we have to walk down. This is kind of almost a cross between a basement and a garage. This is dinky doo. You know, usually we look for big bang for our buck and we get a big space for as little money as we can, but because this is a kind of a prized location, we didn't get a lot of space for our budget. So there isn't much to this. When you walk in, there's a kitchen. And this is all there is to it. Here, I'll just show you real quick what it is. It's basically this and this. And that's all there is to it. Now the one, I guess a big criticism of this place is they've got this big fridge, which doesn't work. So you have very limited space. And they've got a big fridge, but they do have some art hanging on it. So there is a painting of Harper's Ferry, which is quite lovely. It's very well done. I really like it. You can't really see because of the light, but you'll just have to trust me. But the fridge that doesn't work is right next to the dinky doo fridge that does work.
Maybe because they didn't want you to go out that door.
Yeah, maybe. But it makes for an interesting, maybe, you know, since this is about the artistic expression of a place, maybe this is kind of art with the big fridge next to the little fridge. Maybe that's an artistic statement. But we are in Harper's Ferry, which is a lovely little town as long as you don't come on the weekend. Holy cow, on the weekend this place is just way too crowded, but luckily we were here for a Monday as well. Now on top of the fridge we've got, I don't know what this is, and because I don't know what it is, you know, I have to like it. If you look at something and you don't know what it is, then that's a thumbs up. Then you have to say, oh well, that's something to think about. You know, so that's a good thing. It looks kind of like maybe Raggedy Andy's uncle. So they've got these little dried flowers around the apartment, which I like. Ye old keeping room in ye old text. We've got a little table here, and this here, I guess it's supposed to be like an antique. You know, since this is kind of an old-timey place, they put this old wooden ironing board, which I guess is interesting, but I don't want to see an ironing board from any era. Ironing is bad. I don't want to think about ironing, so
It could be a table.
I don't want to see it. It could be a table. Camera girl's full of things to do. Now look here, there's an old Civil War type guy, because Harper's Ferry is a Civil War type town. There's photographs from the area. But for a garage apartment, a literal garage, you know, which is about what this is about as wide as half a garage you would park a car in. So I really like the touches in this place. Now this here is a clock that ticks. Can you hear that? We can hear the fridge in the background, but this clock is ticking. And a ticking clock is never a good idea. I don't need a clock that makes noise. Luckily I can't hear this from in the bedroom. There's a nice cabinet here. This is functional for such a small space. Now they've got a Keurig, and I kind of badmouth the Keurigs, but they have quite an assortment of coffees. So, you know, if you're going to give me a bunch of coffee and some oatmeal stuff and some hot teas, I guess I can't complain too much. So there's enough in here to make do. I like it. I like how it's outfitted. It's kind of funky. It's kind of simple. And then we move into the bedroom. And it's kind of funky too. Again, more pictures having to do with the area. Photographs. So interesting stuff. I don't know. This is a little bit I guess I like it. It's kind of haunted a little bit. So as long as this isn't hanging over the bed looking at me, this is around the corner, so I can deal with this here. This, I really like. Sort of Pier 1 importy, but still, I like the impressionistic type stuff. I like stuff that, you know, sort of just kind of looks like something, and then when you get closer to it, you know, I don't like realism. I like impressionistic type stuff. More dried flowers. Once again, the television of doom. Let's get rid of all TVs. Now this here, I don't really care for. This is just birds. You know, I would have rather have had something more historical or more to do with the area. This here, I don't know. I feel like they just put this up here. There might be a hole in the wall there. And maybe that's why they put it up. But I like the texture of this wall. These curtains are super thin, so the light comes up in the morning so that you know it's time to get up and check out. We don't want you loafing around. Here's Camera Girl doing Harper's Ferry research. This here, I don't know about this here. It says love forever, memories, 1896, a heart. It looks like a picture from a long time ago, but this has a sort of a modern feel. It sort of feels wrong? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong in my assessment of that.
Maybe.
This is a functional space. It works. It's super duper dinky. I don't know if we need the 4-poster bed. I don't know if we need a 4-poster bed in the 8x8 room. What do you think, Kimura? Is this bed a little...
You use it for your towel.
Bed is a little too ambitious. That's true. It is. Maybe it's a towel rack. Maybe it's not a 4-poster bed. Maybe it's a bed with a bonus towel rack. But definitely we've got our stuff spread out and funkified the room, but there's nothing else you can do in such a small space. Now we're right in town with the Appalachian Trail Conference where Harper's Ferry is, so they got a little coaster with an AT coaster. So that's a good idea. Some books. That's fantastic. Always great. And these are great books. The Sun Also Rises is a great read, and it's an easy read, so you could check in here and you could read that easily. If you were here for a night or two. But a nice assortment of books. I like that. The bathroom. It's super dinky do. Art in the bathroom, sometimes not a great idea, but here it works. Look at that. And they threw in a handsome man to boot. It's usable. Very small, but what can you expect? It's a super dinky place. But I guess on a scale of 1 to 10, I would rate this place a 10 because it has a great location and it works, and it's the best price we could get for the location. What do you rate it, Camera Girl? 1 to 10. There you go. Another 10. So there you have it. Thanks for watching. This is our rating of the artistic, impressionistic, whatever of this lodging, and check out our other stuff, and we'll see you in the future. We'll see you down the road. Adios. Links below to all our things. Bye-bye.